Hey guys.
Hey,
Hey, Iconic. Did it work? Hey guys. What a crazy day today. It was like so much going on that it was like I had bifocals on with two magnifying in each eyeball. Like I was trying to get my eyes to work one to the other and work each side of my brain at the same time.
yeah,
Hey,
like which way do you even look?
hey, Sassafras, Dawn, Angel. Crazy today. I think if I had to go to work today, I would have had to have called in and said, listen, I got too much stuff going on YouTube. I can't pull it off today. Sorry, guys.
That's your problem today.
How is everyone? Between summer, watching airplanes, um, getting on everyone's little private Twitter feeds, trying to see what they were seeing, and then Michaela, I haven't even had a chance to even look into Heidi today. Hi, Tang, Julianne. I mean, I've looked, but I haven't like dug.
Yeah,
Hey,
which one's
Marie
gonna break
Duffy.
first? That's the question.
I think we're going to talk about Michaela because this is absolutely insanity. Well, not insanity. I guess we kind of definitely thought that she was into a new lifestyle, but I'm just glad that she was found alive, and hopefully this girl is going to get the help that she needs.
No, I think she's definitely gonna finally get that help.
Yeah, the private eye had a lot to say. We'll have to reach out to him. I've that's why I waited so long today because I keep forgetting his name, Doug.
The PI?
No, the one with the crime channel.
Oh yeah, no thanks, Doug.
Yes. I wanted to wait for him to finish, but it was getting late, and I'm like, come on, Doug. I didn't want to be rude, but I was biting my tongue off all day. And Iconic is like the best PI. She's like PIing the PI. you're PI. You're PIing the PI, girl.
I don't know what you would even call that.
PIing the PI. So she went AWOL. So why don't you tell us what you found out from the private investigator and the NBA players and the rappers and all that stuff?
Okay, so there is a lot. Bear with me. Looks like there were a lot of big players.
Okay, but let's just start. Wait, 1 second. Let's start off with the new article, 1 second, and
Yeah.
then we'll get the basic, and then you can take it from there because you know everything. But yes, we're going to see if we can get the PI to talk to us in a few days, maybe after he finds out a little more information. So let's just check out this little video, and then you can tell us all the juicy details. This is just basically her getting found. That's actually not even going to play the thing. That's just the headline news. So it says, let me just make sure this stops. This is the headline news. Let's see. Now that's just the headlines. Let me stop this. I'm going to have to read. Let me just see. Yeah. Okay. So basically, James Terry, the PI working the case on behalf of her dad, said police found her around noon Eastern Tuesday in her gray 2016 Dodge Charger, which had been broken down in Columbus, Ohio. A police statement said a detective found her in apparent good health but took her to the hospital for a physical and mental health evaluation shortly thereafter for a precautionary examination. Lance, her father, told Fox News Digital that he began receiving text messages from his daughter's number late Tuesday morning. He went to the hospital to meet her. She said her phone died and her car was dead. She felt really bad about what she'd done, making us worried she wanted to die and things like that. So they found her inside the car near the intersection of Sawmill and Bethel Roads. She appeared to have been going through a rough patch in recent months. She had last spoken with friends and relatives at the end of October in text message exchange with her grandmother and her cousin. But last time Miller spoke to Nelson directly came a month earlier at Nelson's mother's funeral. Nelson posted a TikTok addressing concerns that she failed out of officer candidate school and her ex-husband remarried earlier this year, just 4 months after finalizing their divorce. So the rest we know. The family believed she may have been in hiding in the week she was missing. Oh, she wasn't in hiding. Where was she, girl?
Well, kind of not. It kind of depends on how you look at it. So, to her family, she was hiding. To some random celebrities, spanning like 3, 4, 5 states, I've got it in my notes, she was out in the open and she was living a very, well, I don't know. I don't know what she was doing with them, but she was not hiding.
No, she was hanging out with the NBA player.
She went to a $7,000 to $10,000 basketball game in Milwaukee. Was it Milwaukee? I have that in my notes. Let me
Yeah,
look at this. I'm
Milwaukee.
not
The
just
Bucks were
being a
playing
random
the.
city.
Yeah, it was the Bucks and the Lakers.
Let's just take it back a little bit. So she does have mental illness. She is diagnosed as paranoid bipolar. She's on medication for that. So keep that in mind. But I guess during her senior year, she had her first episode. This is like one of 3 times. Today would be the 3rd time that she has been committed for something like this in the past. So that being said,
How on God's earth does a woman with the mental health background like that get into the army? That's scary.
that's my next point. So because of that, the Army probably should have been aware, and she probably shouldn't have been even in the military. So the likelihood that she's actually going to get in trouble in the long run is kind of iffy because, like you said, she, with a mental illness like that and with a history like that, Army wasn't a good place for her.
And they say in that article too about her husband getting remarried, so you still have to wonder, even her little manic episodes on TikTok with the abuse and just continuing to talk about it. I'm
He
like thinking,
actually got married 4 months after their divorce was finalized. So that is also kind of a punch to the gut.
but tell her what the PI said about locating them the day before and calling the rapper too,
Okay, so
and
that
about the
was actually the
girlfriends. And
NFL player. Um, Let me get to that portion.
yeah, she was trying to live the high life.
She really was. There was a couple of guys, it sounds like, that she was actually hanging out with. All of them had very negative reviews saying that, in a much not nicer way, that she had mental illnesses and that she needed help. But they all just kind of threw her to the side. She seemed like she went to the next person.
But what was the rapper's name?
The rapper's name was Moneybags Yo,
Money, but I never even heard of that. Let's go look
or
at him.
Moneybag Yo.
I'm an NBA junkie, and when I heard his name, I had to go look for him because I've never heard of him
Well,
playing on the
the rapper
Lakers.
and the player are 2 different people. So the basketball player that she was actually hanging out with the most recent, that's Alfonso McKinney.
Yeah, but now I'm gonna show you Alfonso. But didn't Alfonso? I thought they both had girlfriends and they kicked
Yes.
her out.
So these guys, I guess,
Ugh.
have pretty high, like elite girlfriends on social media and across other platforms. So whenever the PI started digging in and word was starting to spread in their social groups that these guys might be affiliated with a missing girl, sounds like the
Mm.
next day they pretty much kicked her to the curb, and today she was found in a Walmart.
With her legs shaved and
Her legs
everything clean,
big, she has
like
gained
she
weight.
got kicked out 2 nights ago. Like, girl, you have got to go. You are going to ruin my basketball career. He's only 4 years in. This kid, he's still wet behind the ears in the NBA. Hello, Kenny, because my boy plays on the Lakers, and for me to never, I mean, I might have heard of him like in a lineup or coming out for someone, but he's not a starter. And not a starter. And I've never heard. Let's look what money. What's his name? Moneybag Yo.
Yes. I've never heard of him either.
Oh boy, he's an American rat. Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, apparently there's a lot of drugs and gun activity, etc., going on in this group.
Actually, he looks a little bit like LL Cool J. What's up, Moneybag Yo? What's He's got a little tear tattoo and a crown tattoo, and maybe a half moon tattoo on his face. Oh yeah. What's up? He looks a little bit like LL Cool J, right? Or am I just like
A
crazy?
little bit, maybe.
Okay, so then you missed the part that she was trying to get what?
So she was hanging out with these guys from Columbus, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Indianapolis, all with guys trying to have a baby. She wanted to have a baby. That was pretty much the turnoff to them. And
Wow,
they weren't into that. So they kind of just pushed her on to the next guy, you know?
that's sad.
But
And
when
the fact that they both had girlfriends and they were just like, I mean, she was like, it's just like, would you have brought her home to meet your mom? And she was so pretty on the outside, but the sad part is her insides need to have some healing because, like I've been was saying last night, it looks like she took a turn and she was getting into the hip hop and all of her girlfriends had black boyfriends. And like I said last night, I don't care what color your boyfriend is, but it just looked like she was going down a path that I don't think her father would have been too cool with. Probably why we were saying the other day that she's not going to call her dad because he's not going to be with
Yeah, that's a lot of what the PI was saying to you. Um, like a lot of what he was saying. Are you still there? I think a part of a reason why it may have not been really well known in this group at first that she was the missing girl. She was going by the name Kayla K instead of Michaela. Oh, I think we lost her. Okay, so I'm just going to tell y'all a few more random things that the PI had to say. I can't see comments right now. Um, so the dog, it turns out the dog only ever lived with her for like 10 days. I know some people were asking about the dog. The dog mainly lives with the dad. Um, let's see what else. When the cops found her, I think they didn't think she was actually alive because she was kind of under a bunch of blankets in her car, and it took them a bunch of beating on the window to actually get her to respond before they could make contact. Um, she was taken to the hospital before the dad finally got to talk to her. She said she's okay, just mentally drained. And she said that her story to her dad was that she had slept in the car at the Walmart for 35 days. So that's kind of where the PI is having a problem, because after talking to all of these people involved and getting all of these stories that match, he's thinking it's an entirely different situation. I'm not sure if she's on drugs. All we know is that the people that she was hanging out with have a reputation for being affiliated with drugs. I don't know what's happening with Mar's camera. Okay, I'm going to look at some of these comments. 100% fame. Okay, so that's another thing. So she was telling all of these people that she was a famous model, that she had managers, that she had a bunch of backing, like a whole team. She's not any of those things, actually. It's kind of like a double life situation almost. Her car was located like 6 miles or 6 blocks, something like that, very close to her family home. I feel really sad for her too. Honestly, having that many psychotic breaks by 26, that's a nightmare. I can't even imagine. I definitely think she was manic. So they said paranoid bipolar, so that's definitely an issue. Are you with us, Mar?
I am now. I don't know what happened. Little monkey butt came over and pulled the mic plug out, and then it said I had to restart my browser, and then I was afraid that I was going to disconnect all of you guys. But I did it anyways. I'm back. What did I miss? Anything good? Yeah, it is sad. So where does Michaela go from here?
So it looks like her next thing is going to have to be sitting down with the military and having a discussion and figuring out exactly what happened during these last couple of weeks.
I think she was hanging out with the people that she probably met during the games and going and hanging out with the rapper.
Yes, and social media definitely played a part here. She had kind of a double life, so she was able to meet people easier with her platforms and her followings.
And she's a beautiful girl. I wonder if her friends knew where she was, the ones that are in the videos with her. I'm still convinced that she has another TikTok that we don't know about. Hey, Nita.
A
Like,
few of
I'm
the
almost
friends,
convinced.
a few of the friends did know. They didn't. I don't think all knew the extent of everywhere she was, but they did know. I guess a couple of them that she was hanging out with certain people, and that's actually how the PI was able to track down all of the individuals.
I don't know, Jessica.
Which, I should be clear, there isn't necessarily a crime even here at this point.
Well, um, Kara says the Lakers, I remember, wasn't she doing something with them or trying? Didn't you say that she was lying and saying that she was.
I don't know if it was a lie. All I know is that one of the articles said that she had she was wanting to try out for the Lakers. I guess, I don't know if that's for the cheering or which portion of the Lakers she was trying out for, though.
She wanted to be with an NBA player or a rapper. Maybe she wanted to have a baby so that she could trap him. Who knows? But I do not think she probably should have joined the military if she had ideas like that going on too. Or maybe she joined the military to meet some good looking men.
Jessica, if they discharge her, it probably would be honorable because of their slip up in this.
Yeah, it makes you wonder why she wanted to join the National Guard. Maybe she went to the game and she got a feel for the game and she's like, oh, I can deal with being a basketball wife.
I mean, aren't there a lot of shows about basketball wives?
Well, the good thing is that she's found and hopefully she will get the help that she needs.
Thank God for that.
And hopefully, since her private investigator seems to want, he's just giving out his number. I think we should see in a couple of days if he wants to tell us anything new. I'm sure more will come out of it. But shows you guys that those little basketball men married, they got their little girls on the side. Nobody ever marry an NBA player. Don't do it. Mental health causes some very unrealistic and unstable thought pattern. Yep, you are correct. I don't know. I was kind of pushing to that side when you started going into her friends' TikToks and seeing what they were about. I'm thinking, I bet she has a secret TikTok
Oh, she definitely had a whole secret side.
that she didn't want her family to know about, especially her father, because he doesn't believe in mental health issues.
I don't think he's going to be able to ignore it this time.
Well, she's a 26-year-old grown adult.
Correct.
You know,
But she's going to need a very solid support system and even maybe somebody sitting there making sure she's doing the things she needs to do for a little bit. After this, I know she's 26, but it's going to take some time.
well, hopefully she won't turn out like Britney Spears. And the father will control her for 10 years.
No, she doesn't need that.
I'm only kidding. So I don't even think that Cole was stalking her. I think she was just like making up some weird things in her own brain. Like I just don't even see that with him.
Well, yeah, part of her diagnosis is paranoid bipolar, so I can imagine that would be part of it.
mm. Mm-mm-mm. Sleeping in her car underneath the blankets. Like why? But you know what? That's probably the problem too. Is like where was she gonna go? I think maybe she was living on a base or some type of a base to the deal where she was AWOL, right? She couldn't just show back up there and be like, ah, hey, I was partying with the NBA players and money yo bags for a couple of weeks. Money bags yo.
That's so crazy. Well,
It's like a Morgan Sessions, but like Morgan Sessions 5.0.
and honestly, I got that vibe a lot.
Yeah. Her
Money
TikTok to
bags,
me
no.
said it all. And it seems like all of her friends had like good looking black boyfriends. And I'm thinking, you know what? I think this girl wants to be in the hip hop community. I guess we were right. But damn, the Lakers girl, you should have jumped in with a little more class in the game. But to have girlfriends and wives and then they're messing around like that, yeah, that's just sad.
It is
And
sad.
it's sad that she would even be, let herself be okay with being that person.
Coming
And
out
that
of
goes,
divorce,
yeah.
yeah. But if she was having a mental break, who's to say what would make sense to her at the time?
Well, exactly. She's sleeping in her car. Obviously, she was afraid to call her dad. She had just lost her mom. I don't know where all of her friends were at the time that you're in the town where you live, but you're sleeping in your car. No money for a hotel. Like, was she just like that broke? Like, what was she eating? Or did she get kicked out the night before, like you said, because she was nice and clean?
Yes, the PI says that she was getting to stay in really nice hotels, etc., according to all of
Oh,
the witnesses and people involved.
they were putting her up in hotels. Yeah, he's remarried. We were looking at his wedding pictures the other night.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, exactly, Jessica. That's the vibe that we were getting off of her TikToks and her little language use, and she just started getting like she wanted to have a little fun, and I'm thinking to myself, why did you join the National Guard? This is like this is definitely like not a mix. Not a mix.
Yes, Kara, she gained weight. So she's been eating. I don't think she's just been broke because oh, that's another thing.
She's probably
So
pregnant.
I was telling Laura, and I don't know if I said on the live, but there was talk that all of her stuff had been thrown out of her apartment on Reddit. And I couldn't confirm that or deny it for sure. But the PI did confirm that something with management happened. The apartment was getting shut down. They had
She
shut off all the water. She was living there for a little bit with
They said
nothing.
that she was evicted.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
it's in the
all of her
article.
stuff was thrown out and everything.
Well, if you're running around staying in high, and places, and you don't go and get your stuff, like maybe they gave her, maybe they tried to contact her. I mean,
But what
she's been missing for a month.
yes, and she had no money or anything because she wasn't paying for her apartment. She wasn't paying for anything to the extent that she even lent her car to somebody for 6 weeks so that way they would, in exchange, pay for her car bill so she wouldn't lose it.
But why? Well, who was doing that if she was hanging out with the Lakers and money bags, yo?
Well, that guy is the one who spilled everything to the PI. I'm not sure who it is yet, but it's because of whoever had the car that they were able to really track her down.
You know what though, and I hate to say this, as you're making it sound like she hung out with multiple people.
She
What if
did.
she does end up pregnant? Like, how many people is she gonna have to go to find out who's the daddy? The baby daddy? The baby's daddy. How would she figure that out? What, five, three, two, one? Oh
I mean,
gosh.
in 35 days, she's
Oh
been in Columbus, Milwaukee, Chicago, and Indianapolis, and hanging out with I'm not even sure how many people.
yeah, but if I go right now and look at the Lakers, because those games sound familiar to me, because my boy Russell plays on the Lakers, but I've been following him for 10 years. So that might be the roster that where they were, because they were in Milwaukee. They could have played the Bulls, you know. So she could have actually been traveling with that basketball player to these games, and maybe at one of those games is where she met Moneybags Yo. That name.
But I think it all really comes down to that basketball player more than Moneybag Yo. What is his name? Um, this Alonzo McKinney. That's the one that it's really all coming down to.
Yeah, let me see. I'm just trying to see. I'm just gonna check the roster for the Lakers real quick. See where they've been in the last month. I mean, basketball just started. Okay. Oh, I need to get back to the old season because this is the new one. Like now, today, like right now, they're playing the Sacramento Kings, the Clippers, the Boston Celtics. Yeah, they're giving me. Oh, here we go. Past games. Okay, so what? Where? So they've been to Phoenix, the New York Knicks, but we're actually going into the month of October. So the Brooklyn Nets, Phoenix Suns, Golden State Warriors. Home game, Phoenix Suns. Home game, Warriors. Away at the Sacramento Kings. October 19th. Home game, home game, home game. Spurs, OKC. and then a home game for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They've had a lot of home games, and the last one, November 6th, Trailblazers. Milwaukee Bucks was November 17th. Boston Celtics, Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks, November 24th, Indiana Pacers. So she's been to other places that you say, like Chicago. I don't see the Chicago game on the roster. Hey, Alma, I don't see it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if she was just going to try to hang out at games or if she was just traveling, because there were multiple people, multiple celebrities, musicians, basketball players, etc. So, I mean, she might have been hanging out. Like I said, it started out with certain people, ended up with money bags, and then finally, what was that last guy's name?
Money bag,
McKinley.
yo. Yeah, but okay, well, actually, there was a game. I lied. There was a game with the Bulls, but it was a home game on November 15th. So it was at the Staples Center. This is the home is yellow, away is purple. So who knows? I mean, do we know where Moneybag Yo, where he's from?
I don't.
Is he a Los Angeles Laker boy? I'll check.
He's a rapper.
I know he's a rapper, but is he from the streets of Los Angeles?
Oh,
Is
who
what I'm
knows?
saying. August 3rd. So she actually went missing. She left training on October 2nd. And then she never returned. So when she left South Carolina after her individual cadet training, she was gone. So did she meet somebody maybe? We'll have to go back. It doesn't matter. We know where she was. We know she's safe. And you know what? I'm going to have to really pray that she's not pregnant. I know
At the
that
very
sounds
least,
horrible,
that
but
she really doesn't need that.
the missing, yeah, Michaela.
No longer missing. She's gone.
Sassafras. Moneybag Yo. That name. My brother-in-law is a music producer. Well, he was back in his day, like when Allen Iverson used to play basketball. And they come from Spanish Harlem in New York. And I remember that they used to come by the house. But I'm gonna call him later and say, "Yo, have you ever heard of Moneybags Yo?" Let's see where this guy is from. So what else is going on? Is that all that there is with her?
That's all I've really got right now. I feel like there will be more that'll come out in the next couple of days, but hopefully we can get into contact with him.
Oh, we're gonna get a hold of him probably tonight. Trying to see where
We,
he's from.
we might know some of his songs. Who knows?
Oh, I do not think if I know one of his songs. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Demario. I wonder where he got the name Moneybag Yo. Let's see who he is. He's known as. He's got two G's in his name. That's one word, guys. That is one word. Moneybag, two G's, one word with a yo.
Wow.
I feel like calling my son on speaker. He's younger than this guy. He probably knows. I'd be like, yo, Eddie, who's Moneybag Yo? You don't know who they are? Signed to fellow Memphis rapper Yo Gotti's record label. Now I've heard of Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti.
Oh, I have heard of Yo Gotti. Them I do know. He was born September 22nd, South Memphis, Tennessee. The block to the booth. He released three more Memphis hip hop mixtape of the year, Federal Reloaded. Makes me want to go look at one of his YouTube videos. OG Boo Dirty. I've heard of Yo Gotti. You've never heard of Yo Gotti?
I feel like a while ago. Is that like an older, like
Yeah, you're
2000?
probably young, too young. You're probably too young for Yo Gotti is the problem.
I'm sure I heard it with my mom.
Oh, that's funny. Her mom listened to Yo Gotti. Oh, Moneybags, yo. But you know what? At least the PI got hunted her down to figure out where she was. Maybe she did have a secret. Are those police at your house?
Oh, my window's open. Hold on.
Hurry up. No, 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 you're good. I'm just saying, hurry up, hi. Close your windows.
I'm near a body of water that echoes off the highway.
I don't know if he's married. DeMario, rapper, songwriter. The Bread Gang. Time served. He has 8 children. I mean,
Holy.
that that would have been completely easy for her to accomplish. He dated rapping Megan Thee. You know who? I've never.
Megan the Stallion.
Yeah, I've never heard of her.
I'm sure you have. You probably just don't know it.
Oh, the the
It
Megan
says
Thee
the Stallion.
Stallion. He con he converted to Islam in 2018 from his from rapper Kevin Gates. He prays 5 times a day and he fasts during Ramadan. Okay, now I have a best friend, Khalid Bakir, that is Muslim from Morocco, and he does the praying 5 times a day. I used to work with him. That's an interesting combination. He quit drinking lean, stating in the interview that I'm Muslim, so I'm disciplined, I'm strong minded.
I'm sorry, but if you stop drinking a drink and have to go on and talk about it in an interview, that's probably a sign that you have a problem.
Oh, what is that?
That's scary.
I don't know who that is.
Is that just an album cover? I hope.
It said, like when you click these little links, it opens up all their little pictures. I don't know where I saw it. City Girls. You know, this is what Michaela maybe wanted to be. She wanted to be in this lifestyle. Probably went at it the wrong way. I
I
don't
would
know what I
say.
saw. I don't know where it was, guys. OG Boo. Okay, let me go back into chat and look if I get lost in this crap. Yeah, I think it was an album cover. Maybe Gangsta's Pain. Yeah, even that one too. Billboard. I know who Pharrell Williams is.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was it? Oh, I think it was down here. Oh, I don't know. She just wanted to have fun. Yeah, I think we should all send the PI an email. I don't know. I mean, who's wasn't he on somebody else's live tonight
Yes,
before he
he's
went?
been on 2 today, but the one most recent is probably the better one. He's on
Yeah, I
Umber.
heard the first one was. I heard the first one was like they were mean to the PI or something.
Well, I just feel like if you invite someone on your panel, just, you know, take them for what they are. They're coming to give you their opinion and Just my opinion.
Kara's going to come up in a little bit too. I think Kara wants to talk about. So, okay, so what else until we talk to the PI? I really am glad she's found. I didn't think the ex-husband was stalking her, and after watching her TikToks yesterday and then dig into the friends' TikToks and into their friends, we were both like, yeah, she's well, hopefully she didn't run into the wrong person. I definitely thought that was a big possibility that she was too friendly to somebody, but hey, she was hanging with the big dogs. And
Oh
somebody,
yeah, I forgot Zav. He was also, I think, gonna go on Zav.
oh, I like Zab. Zab's a cool
I like
girl.
her. I forgot he was going on that one.
Hey, Badger. That's why I think we should wait a couple days or get a hold of him and then ask him for, like, when all of this stuff dies down. Maybe next week more information comes out.
He was definitely gonna have his hands full.
Yeah. Yeah.
Badger, we're talking about Michaela. They found her today.
I don't know if Badger knows who Michaela Nelson is. Let's show him a picture because Badger is going to be like, oh my God, she's so beautiful.
She is
Hang on, Badger.
beautiful.
We'll show you her. She was the girl that was in the National Guard. And after her personal cadet training, she went missing. And then we all started looking into her personal life and we thought, ooh, she's a wild girl. And they found her today sleeping in her car after a month of hanging out with Moneybag Yo and the Lakers. Moneybag Yo.
These cases get crazier and crazier.
Right? But I'm still focused on, the doll collector is going to court in like, so I think it's December 2nd in Australia. Kenny probably like, yeah. And I think the doll collector goes to court on the 4th.
I hope we hear something on that.
Badger, that is Michaela Nelson, who went missing a month ago and leaving her Army National Guards, and she was just missing. But the FaceTime was light enough, so I wonder who she was FaceTiming. I know, Badger, calm down. So Badger is a good looking single younger guy. I don't even know if he's single actually. He could have a girlfriend, but is it hot, Badger, when a woman looks is as pretty as that and then she's in a uniform too? Because women like a men in uniform, right? She's a beautiful girl. Like I said, guys, let's pray that she gets the help that she needs. And hopefully she's not pregnant.
I just want her to get back to her baseline and go on to not feel so miserable. That would be great.
Badger, behave yourself. We have a little corner in here where we can put your time out with your little nose. Got to touch the little circle on the wall. You know what? That's what they should have did back in the day when you put your kids in timeout. You should have put like one of those little Velcro stickers on the nose and then Velcro to the wall and
Oh
then
my
connect the Velcro to the nose. I do too, Badger. But this girl she was hanging out with the Lakers basketball player 4 years in. I forget his name. And she was also hanging out with Moneybag Yo. And she went AWOL. So she needs to get herself back together mentally. She's been through a lot. She lost her mom. She went through a divorce and she's had her handful. Hey, Love Bomber. So, anything else with her?
Well, no, but I just I'm
Go
wondering
ahead.
if maybe while she was in the military and all that training, if she wasn't getting access to the medicine she was taking that she was prescribed. I mean, since they didn't know that she had all of this going on, maybe she didn't take it, and maybe that was the trigger for all of this. Just
And
saying, I
and
don't
what
know.
medicine was she on? I know you said lithium.
Hold on, I have that actually wrote down. Lithium, and give me just a second.
Maybe she went off of them. Maybe she, maybe after she finished training, she figured thought or this is not what I want to do.
Okay, so prednisone, lithium, and he said one other.
What is present? I've heard of prednisone.
Prednisone, it's kind of like I don't want to speak wrong. It's people who have anxiety and depression, sometimes even
Is
sleep
that? Are
issues,
you
things like
sure that's
that.
what that's for?
I think so. Hold on, let me check.
Prednisone. I thought it was like a steroid for like.
You can take it for mental things, so I believe.
Oh, I don't see. I don't. I don't take. I don't know anything about that.
Anxiety,
I don't have a prescription
insomnia,
for any
irritability, agitation.
agitation.
Yeah, and she, like I said, paranoid bipolar. So there's a lot of different things that can fall under that umbrella, you know?
Could you? That's what I thought. Steroid.
Yeah, it is a steroid, but there it can cover, like for me, okay, I
Like
have
breathing problems.
correct, but for instance, I have a PTSD disorder that gives me nightmare disorders, and I'm put on a medicine that is in most cases used to lower your blood pressure. I don't have blood pressure issues, but my doctor did put me on it because it cuts off the part of your brain that makes you dream. So sometimes medicines can be used to help other symptoms. Usually it's
Ah.
probably used as a steroid, but it does also calm some of those other issues and can be used that way.
Hey, Teresa. Yeah, she's a nurse. Prednisone is a steroid. Yeah. And and back in the day with those breathing treatments, I mean, gosh, when Danielle was taking them, she was so young and she's like in her 20s now. But I'm thinking, I thought it was a prednisone through the machine and an albuterol. Am I remembering correctly? It
I
was
don't know about
two
that.
little inhalers that she took, albuterol, I thought, and a prednisone. And she used to look like little Puff the Magic Dragon. Okay, yeah, I knew that word. I knew that word from a while ago. So what else do you want to tell us about Michaela?
That's all I've got.
That's a lot, girl. That's like 48 minutes of what this girl's been through in a month.
It doesn't even feel like we've been on that long, to be honest.
No, it always goes by so fast. A Ventolin inhaler, but the lithium too. Like, and then to somebody to be paranoid that wants to join the military. I don't know. Maybe she joined the military for other reasons, and after she finished training, she thought, "Nah, I don't think this is gonna be something I want to do." You know.
Just seems like a very sudden change. Poor girl.
Jessica says my daughter has insomnia, and they used to give her a pill used for high blood pressure to help
I'm
aid
telling you,
sleep.
sometimes
Yeah,
they try different things. It helps sometimes.
interesting. Well, but do we know how she was actually found in the parking lot? Like did they know she was sleeping in the parking lot? Like how, or the cops just saw the car there,
So
or
they saw the car, I believe. Her phone was off completely. She wasn't there that long. The battery was dead. I guess in the PI's theory, because the car hadn't been driven very much or maybe even at all in quite a while, the weather and the 12 degrees and all of that could have caused the engine, or not the engine, the battery to die. So they just saw her. I guess it was kind of like an affluent Walmart right in the middle of the neighborhood. It was pretty busy. which I guess is another reason he doesn't really believe she's been there this whole time, because had she been there the whole time, and with the kind of notoriety this case has gotten in the area, you'd think somebody would see it before then. Kenny, that very well could be the case. It was like a sudden flip from super Christian to a little, well, maybe a lot more wild. Teresa, I think she's definitely going to get that help. I think they're going to keep her. I think they said I can't remember, pink flagged, pink noted. Basically, she's going to be in there for up to 72 hours until they can make sure that she's safe, and more than just looking at her and knowing, like, okay, she looks fine. They want to make sure she's fine. Mar, are you there?
Oh, I'm here. I'm listening to you.
Good.
She could have been Baker acted too. 72 hours, and she
That's
could
what
just
it was.
totally walk right out if she wants to.
They
If they
used
don't
that
see
word
a
too.
reason to keep her. Ohio, Angel. I
Pink
think she was
shoes. Yeah.
found in Columbus at a Walmart on Saw Something Road and something else. Yeah, 72 hours hold. But now, if she's fit not to be sane after 72 hours and her being 26, can they keep her in there, or like how does that even work? I don't know.
And will the military try to take any action? Right now, the PI is saying that he really believes she'll be honorably discharged. But we haven't heard a confirmation yet on that. So
Well,
I just
I
don't
mean,
see how they can
does
do
the
whatever
military
they
not
want.
do a mental evaluation before you decide to go join the military? They
I
have to
can't answer
do. They have to. Ohio, Angel. Well, a lot of people are okay. So, what do we want to? What else do we have on Michaela? We're gonna get a hold of the PI and see if
Unless anyone has questions, I don't really know what else to
you
say on.
guys have any questions about what Iconic heard from the PI. I don't think we're gonna hear too much about Michaela after tonight. I think it's just gonna kind of be, it's just gonna just kind of go away, and hopefully she's gonna get the help she needs. But what pisses me off is the fact that it sat out there. I've known about her maybe close to 2 weeks, but I kept thinking that it was like a Morgan Sessions, like, maybe she hated the military, maybe she's. And then when I saw the dad's interview, I was kind of like, well, he doesn't seem like the type of dad you would call if you wanted to have a heart to heart.
So another thing about that, I guess, and I can't remember what the PI said the reasoning was, but they were kind of hesitant to really get into the media. He kind of gave him a little bit of a push. It wasn't like a nefarious reason or anything, but there was just a lot going on, I think, mentally and emotionally. I mean, they just lost the wife too, so.
Exactly. There's a lot going on in that family. I think she's going to end up. I hope the dad just can have a little compassion and now see that if it's not, mental illness is real, Mr. Nelson. I'm sorry to inform you, but it is a real issue in the world. I don't know, Teresa. I think she's searching for she was searching for something. And she was putting it all out there for everyone to see on her TikTok, and her attitude and her manic ups and she was so I'm not sure I've ever seen and to watch 10 TikTok videos and just see like the up and down in her personality. It was like up and down, and I'm happy and I'm sad. And I was like, whoa. We were even telling Kaz, like, she has got a complete secret life. I was digging so hard for her spare TikTok. I'm like, oh, we're going to find it. We kept going to everyone's friends. And I'm saying, I think she's into black guys. And I don't care if she's into yellow, black, purple, white, pink. But I was telling Iconic that I know a couple of people that but you can tell like they start changing their little lingo. Gets a little bit like I can't explain it.
You just notice
Nothing.
the pattern, and it's
Yeah.
really weird. You don't always notice it in the moment, but looking back over several months, you just kind of see it. It's crazy.
I mean, it's nothing bad. She can do what she wants to do. Like I said, my two nephews are half Dominican. I don't care what color you are.
No,
But
it's
you
not about
see,
that.
exactly, but you see her going from with her mom being alive and the forehead kisses, and then you see her going like into the music change and her friends change, and she wanted to be like maybe a party girl with the rappers or the NBA. She was just maybe looking for an in. But the sad part was she didn't have to get in like that. She was pretty enough to do it the right way, if that's what she really wanted. But she wasn't mentally healthy enough to do anything the right way. Obviously, she went AWOL, 26 years old.
I don't know. You're not physically in control of yourself when you're having a moment like that. And I think that's where the paranoia part of the paranoid bipolar comes in. Maybe with losing her mother, the idea of having a child could have been appealing because some sort of replacement for that, you know?
Yeah, but when you're running around with, like that's what I would like to ask the PIs. One of the questions I have written down is, like, how many men do you think it was almost like she was on a mission, but I mean, she had a good looking husband. They could have stayed married, but that's now definitely it was because he wanted to be a pastor. And she was probably thinking, I don't think so. I want to be like at halftime of the Lakers game. Maybe that's why she wanted to try out for the Lakers. But I also heard that she was making up stories about what she did to a lot of people.
Yeah, no. So during her first mental break, it was actually, I guess, in her math class during her senior year. She stood up and randomly started telling everyone about everyone that she had had sexual relations with and all of the bad things she had done in her life. And I guess they physically had to remove her because she wouldn't quit. And it was so bad that they actually had to homeschool her for the rest of the duration of her high school years or year. She was a senior at the time. So
Did you guys just hear what she said?
this is this
I
is
mean,
the third of
this is stuff
3
that you can't
breakdowns.
make up.
She's been hospitalized that many times, and it doesn't take, but I think it's 2 or 3 hospitalizations for mental stuff like this to this degree that you get a diagnosis. And I really just don't know how that was missed with the military.
That's what I was just gonna say, or miss with her parents saying, "I do not think you should join the military." But then again, her dad obviously thought, "Ah, just homeschool her. There's no mental issues," because he didn't believe in it. That's absolutely insanity. And it could have stemmed too because you can listen to the father. He did not believe that there's any mental illness.
And I hope you guys are listening. I know that there is still some stigma around asking for help. Even in my family, my grandparents, they tell me that I shouldn't ask for help for certain things. That is it's not the right way. There are definitely avenues that you should take, and praying is just not enough. Pretending it doesn't exist and isn't a problem is not enough. It's easy to look at someone and say, they're okay today. They're not okay today. You can't just look at someone and think they're okay.
Oh, her dad knew. Her dad knew. Her dad knew, but he didn't care to know what the problem was because he didn't believe in there was any mental health issues. The army didn't know, she didn't know, but us YouTubers were watching 4 TikTok videos like she is manic.
So she
Very sad,
was
Teresa.
either all the way energetic and excited and just living her best life, or she was breaking down, ready to quit her life and go live in the woods.
Yeah, the one video on her TikTok, she says that she would be better off living off grid. Sad. So, are we jumping over to the new Heidi info? Nothing really new about finding her, unfortunately, unless they haven't told us. I think Kara wants to. You want to talk about Heidi, Kara?
Jump up here.
Let me see one thing. Yeah, so from 12 hours searching the landfill, there's been nothing more on the search. But what they want to do is they're going to try to put everything on Jason Sugarman now.
See, that just blows my mind. I originally really did think it was him, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this.
Um, um,
Don't.
one second. The Chiquita. How many of you, when a person goes missing and you're going through a legal battle with somebody, is that going to be the person that the police are going to use for their contact? I mean, why does that just not sit well with me?
I feel like it's keep your friends close, enemies closer, keep your suspects closer type situation. I mean, he hasn't been named as a suspect. No one has, but that doesn't mean they don't have someone in their eye.
Yeah, we're going to get into this article. It's all about the ex-husband this, the ex-husband that, the ex-husband this. It's always like maybe he's sticking around because he wants to know what they know.
Just
It's
like
weird. I mean, don't get me wrong. It could be Sugarman. It's the simple way would be Sugarman and she knew something. Me personally, I don't think it's Sugarman. Or if it was, then he's really not the brightest Ponzi, is he?
I mean, I just think Jim needs to shut his mouth.
Kenny, look at Kenny's getting worked up. Here we go.
See, that's why I love Kenny and Benton. You always bring the opposition, and I love
Hey
it.
Nita.
We
Hey
need
Nita.
that.
That's what we love about all of you guys because we none of us could even agree on one thing, but we're all like, we don't give a shit. Let's talk about it.
Exactly.
Because sometimes I think certain ways, and then I hear someone that doesn't agree with how I'm feeling, and I listen to them, and then I'm like, well, that does actually kind of make sense. But I am stubborn too. So on Twitter, real quick, I'm just gonna say real quick what the I'd take a long, hard look at Jason Sugarman, and then it pops into this article. So let me see what's new. Let me get this a little bigger. Okay. So on Monday, police said they suspected Plank had died and turned their search to a landfill. Okay, so they, well, how do you think, how would that possibly be? We're all crime junkies. Either tissue matter, a certain amount of blood, or what else could it possibly be?
Maybe they found casings in blood. Maybe they found more video. Do you think that's a possibility? That's how they found Cassidy, right? The pictures.
Oh, there's more video. There's definitely video of going in that building, probably the elevator ride up and the elevator out. I do think, I mean, it could even be a rumor, but I'm pretty sure they said that there was no surveillance cameras at the residence, like doors, but at the elevators. But I could be wrong. But there is definitely cameras going in that building, out of that building, and in that elevator. It's like just to kill type of stuff. And whatever they found brought them to the trash landfill, a private owned one, which probably means nothing. They probably contract the Hope and Flower buildings. But it had to have been something that was enough to prove to these investigators that Heidi Plank is no longer with us.
I think there was definitely DNA in that shoot. That's for sure.
Why does it have to be a drug deal? Nita and Angel are saying drug deal because she was buying Adderall.
A lot of people say that. I just
Okay,
don't
well,
think
I
she was
want to
doing
hear it.
anything like
I
that.
want to hear why they think that.
Yes, tell us why.
I'm I'm totally I want to hear it because not because I think I'm going to say, "Oh my god, you're so full of shit." Ah, how could you think that? Because I want to think about that avenue too. Hummingbird is having okay, I'm going to put a banner up. Hummingbird had family come into town between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So she's not going to be on YouTube because she's spending time with her family. She's
And she's
doing
been a
she's
little
doing
sick.
good though. And she was sick, but she's feeling better now. She did get her grandson's cooties and she was sick for a little bit, but yeah, she has family in town.
She will be back.
Yeah, family she hasn't seen actually since before COVID, I think it is. So she's enjoying the real world, breathing fresh air. But yeah, she's Hummingbird is good. I talked to her on the phone. I talked to her today on text and I told her that everyone's asking about her. And Alma thinks that she's off doing like some booty shaking on her own YouTube channel. Yeah, she's Hummingbird's good. Yeah, Nita, they did talk about the problem in the building. And they also talked about it just happened the floor that she got off was the one that what Jason Sugarman played cards on.
That's what Kaz was saying last night.
So Plank's ex-husband said he suspects her disappearance may have to do with her finance industry job. Okay, so let's talk about that for a minute. The cousin said, "Did he ever get back to you?"
Nope, not yet. But I have hope.
He said that he believes that Heidi was introduced to Jim Wayne through Jason Sugarman, that they knew each other. Okay. We also know now that Wayne's son, Jensen Wayne, works for SEC and lives in Washington, D.C. I don't believe in coincidence, Jessica. Never have. Cooties. Huh. Yeah, she got her little grandbaby's cooties. He got a sinus infection and she takes care of him a lot. And I said, "Don't be touching that child without COVID mask on and gloves, girl. You're gonna get sick." And sure enough, she got green little booger cooties. Ugh. I can't stand children. I'm only kidding, guys. You know I am. Little cooties. So that I mean, we know that. So he is going out on a limb saying that he believes that it is the ex finance, the boss. Okay, it could be. Don't get me wrong. Jason Sugarman could definitely have done it. There could have been something on that laptop that he just knew that, or in her mind, that she could have put him under at court. But considering that he's been going through it for a while and Jason Galanis is already serving time in jail, why now? It just doesn't add up to me. And then you're gonna drop muffins over at the house to give you what, a muffin alibi? That's not even an alibi. Go ahead, girl. Let me look at comments.
No, I think it's pretty bold for him to throw her boss under the bus knowing that he has all of these connections. Let's just frame him for murder too. He's not, he's not under enough legal speculation as it is.
Exactly, and it's so convenient. Okay, so let's just say that. Okay, so now Jason's like, listen, we gotta off Heidi. She's got information in the laptop. She knows things, whatever. So we're gonna get rid of Heidi. We're gonna leave the laptop behind, and then the husband then says, "Oh, the whole phone situation with Danielle and the husband, it to me is just complete bullshit. The way that was done, and the way that was handled, that you know, you don't do that. Someone doesn't go missing, and you don't go to their house because Bond texts you and says, "Can you go check on my mother? I haven't heard from her." Well, why would Bond be saying that to Danielle if, like what you just said on your interview last night, that was your time? Why would you go check on her? But you had the friend go check on her. You drove to the building when her house was in between. This is why I call Jim Wayne a ding dong, and I don't like him.
No,
I
he's
don't think
definitely
Heidi
some.
did any of that.
I don't think so. And I think it's kind of funny. He's the one who made sure to get his hands on all of the devices before
Yay,
the police.
Angel. Good for you, girl. Keep it up. What'd you say, Iconic? I'm sorry. I didn't want to miss that. I think that's awesome.
Oh, that is awesome. Um, he was the last person to have all the devices, which I think is kind of interesting too. Like, the boss wants the device back. Didn't he hold it for almost a full week before turning it into the FBI?
Okay, guys. Yeah, just put this in your mind, okay? The mother of your kid is acting crazy at the football game. Well, Ansi, excuse me, Ansi. Back and forth, back and forth. She's switching bleachers. She's doing this. She's doing that. I don't think she looked antsy or she looked crazy when she was leaving her house to go to the game. She locked her door. She wasn't stumbling. She wasn't dropping things. I don't think she looked like she was doing anything but going out for the day. And then you don't hear from them. So let me just go back. We'll come back to this article. Let me open up these text messages again because all of these little things say a lot. So then she does it. So Monday she's gone. Tuesday you don't hear from her. Monday you don't hear from her. And then on Wednesday, she doesn't show up to pick up the boy from school. Right? That's a little strange. Yep. You go straight to the police department. But this is also the day the wellness check was called. Right, Iconic?
Yeah, I believe so.
So at this wellness check that they came to the house, why was Bond asking his mom's friend Danielle to go check on his mother? Because at that point, Jim was saying how worried they were that they haven't heard from Heidi. And it wasn't like them. Last night, he said, why would he be worried about Heidi? It was, what was his exact words?
I don't remember.
It was his time.
Oh, yeah. But he also said during the press conference that whenever they were talking to the media, it was the first time that his son had told him that he had actually talked to his mother
You
since
hear that?
the
I just sighed.
beginning.
That's how much this aggravates me that people can't see the alone with this man and the BS.
And honestly, if you're so worried that she's missing, how have you not asked your son if he's spoken to her at all? How have you not called anyone in her family to ask,
But
"Hey,
he
is she with
lied. But
y'all?"
he's lying. He said
Exactly, he is lying.
because last night they said, "Why weren't you concerned about getting a hold of your son or going to see if she was okay?" I mean, your ex-wife. But look at because it was my time. But here's the messages. Rushing blocking, coach said when I was rushing, I was fast and got to the quarterback. I didn't pull his flag, but I scared him, and because he thought I was going to get him, he threw a bad pass and we intercepted it. This is Monday the 18th. Can you please call me back? I've called you 2 days in a row and you haven't picked up. So you mean to tell me, first of all, I don't even think this is from the kid at this point. But even if it's from the kids, you mean to tell me that Bond's not saying to his father, I'm leaving mom text messages. I'm calling her. She's not calling me back. Oh, okay. Well, let me text her friend Danielle and see if she can go check on my mom instead of saying to my dad, who's 10 miles away, you know what? Let's go check on mom. Nope. Then we get into Tuesday, the 19th. Please call or just text me. I do find it weird that the date is not on these Tuesdays and Wednesdays. I find that strange because it is on the Mondays.
You're right. I don't know.
Yeah, and I kind of hope that Wayne Boy didn't make it up, but because the boy only talks about this one text message with the date on it in the in that interview. So then we get to please call or just text me because I want to make sure you're okay and I'm worried about you. And can you tell my dad? Why does it have to be my dad? Whose dad is it? I don't think a kid would say. I think a kid at that age would say, "Can you tell dad if you'll pick me up tomorrow or not?" I think he tried to do the typo on the tomorrow, but the tell my dad, I don't think a kid would say tell my dad. I think a kid would say tell dad. CA can typo, you please call me. Can you please call me in with I'm with my dad. My dad. That's fishy as hell.
It's fishy just in the messages and then the fact that the story keeps changing about these messages.
Where is the date? Why it would it why the only thing that would be different would be the time on the same date. Where is the date on Tuesday? Where is the date on Wednesday? Where's the date? Does the iPhone not do that? I don't have iMessage.
I don't
Does
either.
it I mean, does it give you the date 48 hours later? I don't know. But there's no date there, which is kind of strange to me. I know that my date changes on my phone unless it's the same day and a different time. It's the date doesn't change. So I find that shady. Let's go back into the article. Another thing shady is if this kid is sending these messages, remember he didn't go and check on her because it is it was his time with Bond. But if you're sending these messages, why is Bond having a friend go check over there? Because you don't want to go over there. Because you know that you've probably already been there.
Very possible.
Your thoughts on what I've said, guys? What do you think? Like, think about it. It's so weird.
Kenny says about a week.
I am just not buying the story. And then Danielle, their friend, comes to the house and she sees the phone with the husband, ex husband. They leave. They leave the phone there. And then Danielle brings the phone to him later. Why on God's earth would you bring the phone Good night, Marie Deathy. Why would you bring the phone to the ex-husband if you know that they've been battling for 9 years in courts? I sound like a freaking broken record. Why wouldn't you bring it to the police?
I mean, unless she kept the friend at just like major arm's distance and didn't tell her how bad it was, but I don't imagine that that would be the case.
So, yeah. So he goes, 39-year-old Los Angeles woman who has been missing for more than 6 weeks is now believed to be dead, police said Monday, as they turned their focus to a landfill in search of Heidi Plank's remains. Ex husband Jim, spoken to the media, detailing how he believes her disappearance may have something to do with her work for a man the SEC accused of a multi-million-dollar Ponzi scheme. Wayne was one of the last to see Plank alive, reported her missing to the police, attended the football game. She left at halftime, we know this. Didn't seem agitated, but a little bit antsy. When she came over, she told them she was leaving early. She texted their son later to congratulate him on his win. Last known sighting was the security footage, her walking the dog outside of the complex, Hope and Flower. 30 minutes after that footage was recorded, Plank's dog was found wandering on the 29th floor now of one of the apartment buildings, which we found out it was the Hope, right?
Yes, the hope.
And two of her friends don't know why she was there. They don't know her connection, and I think that's Nicole and Danielle. So the press release, Los Angeles officials said they now believe Plank is dead based on forensic evidence they located inside the building, focusing efforts searching the Chiquita Canyon landfill in Castate, California for human remains and any related evidence. They expect to search for 10 days. Police had no information on a possible suspect or suspects as of Monday. LAPD spokesperson told Insider on Tuesday they had no update on the investigation. Plank's ex-husband addressed the media Monday, saying his son needs answers and what happened to the boy's mother. And then, of course, they speculate that it could be Sugarman. May have to do with something with her work at the investment firm, where she worked for Jason Sugarman. 2019, a 43 million client funds for the Native Americans tribe, according to the civil complaint. We know all of this.
You notice how a lot of the speculation in regards to Sugarman comes directly from Wayne?
In this part right here, Wayne told KTLA that the SEC contacted him 4 days after his ex-wife disappeared to ask her boss at Camden Capital Partners, where she worked as the financial controller. Why would they ask her ex-husband about Jason Sugarman? And then it says surveillance footage that appeared showing Sugarman dropping off pastries. They are muffins outside of Plank's home in the Palms neighborhood a day or two after she disappeared. They did not immediately receive responses, but did not immediately, so did they? The LAPD is asking anyone. So, same thing about Sugarman and the father's. The ex-husband's going to put the blame on him. We'll say it's him. I mean,
Is it a possibility he told her or sent her from the game somewhere? I mean, if he saw her there and they were talking, could he be the reason that she left in the first place?
who, Sugarman or the husband?
The husband. They were both at the game. That's the last place she was seen, like in person.
except for the camera walking
Yeah,
down
yeah.
the alley
But I mean, like
at
in person by a
1822.
person, I guess.
Like I said, I think in my mind that Jason that there's a better chance of it being a complete stranger that saw her for whatever reason she was doing downtown LA and just grabbed her, put her in the building and ended up doing whatever he did, putting her into a chute. I just don't think it was Jason Sugarman. I think it is the ex-husband that has something to do with it.
Yeah, in a roundabout way, I think it's the ex-husband.
Do I think that he literally did something in that building? No. But I do not think it was Sugarman. Hello, PB&J. Sugarman was all over this case. Wait, there you go, iconic. Wait, Sugarman was all over this case before Wayne opened his mouth. How do you both think Jim did this? Probably hired someone.
I think he hired somebody.
I don't think it. I just don't think Jason Sugarman did it.
I think if either of them did it, that they hired somebody to do it. I don't think either of them did it hands on. Kenny Gurr, right back at you.
I just don't think that he would have done it and left the laptop behind. And then the husband's comment. We can't forget that he said, Jason's Sugarman's assistant is calling him and saying, Jason wants his laptop back. I just don't even think that that happened. Hey, Leisha, that's my opinion, though. Because if he's that uptight about the laptop and that's what he's mainly focusing on, I don't think she would have been. I think the laptop and Heidi would have been missing in the beginning.
I do too, because if that was the whole purpose, then you really failed.
So my bet's still on the husband. I'm not changing my feeling. I just feel that the husband's a shady little shithead. But I also feel that there's a better chance that it was a maybe she went down there to buy Adderall. Maybe it was a drug deal gone bad. Maybe something happened and the guy was a complete stranger. I just don't feel it was Sugarman. Yeah, but he doesn't have 40. He has $43 million. He's getting ready to go to prison. I just think if the laptop was missing and then the husband's like, I think what the husband probably should have done is hid the laptop and said that they were looking for it. Maybe that was a mistake that he made. I just think the laptop, I don't know, just my feeling. Why is Kenny getting mad because we're blaming Jason? Connick, why is Kenny Gurrin?
It was in regards to the Sugarman comment that you highlighted, I think.
I don't know. It's just so easy to put it on Sugarman.
He thinks
It's
it
so
was someone who got
sloppy.
scammed by the Ponzi.
You know, maybe they do know more. Like, I mean, they said it was inside of an apartment. And I'm sure by now they know whose apartment it was.
Have to. Even if it was one of the rented out hotel style ones, they would still have to know.
Okay, so how do we not think then how could it just not be a complete stranger? How would you have an apartment there and you're gonna have an apartment in the Hope and Flower and then just rent it out to dispose of somebody? I don't understand that either. It's a lot of weird shit going on with this one.
Alma, that's what I was saying. It's pretty ballsy to be pointing fingers at the boss if you're the husband right now.
Yep. In the building. Maybe it really was not in an apartment. Maybe that's just what they're Hey, Kaz, maybe that's what they're automatically assuming. Or they're just saying that. Maybe it didn't come out that it was in an apartment, but it was in an article. that they found evidence to prove that Heidi was no longer alive. And to me, I think that's because they found, like, something that indicates that blood loss or, other little matters that, oh, I can't even talk about it.
There's so many possibilities. Honestly, it always ends up being crazier than I expect. So who really knows?
I don't know, girl. We're going to have to wait and see, but they didn't mention one thing about them out today at the landfill looking for her. Did they not go out there? Yeah,
Oh, Kaz
go
said
ahead.
he found out that Heidi's ex-employer is actually a real estate agent for the penthouse on the 40th floor.
Wait a second. Let me see what Kaz is saying. Hang on a second.
Sugarman is the real estate agent. Oh, ex-employer. I'm sorry. Ooh, ex-employer. New player.
Okay, so an ex-employer is actually the real estate agent for one of the penthouse. So these are individually owned, or is it just the Omni rental company? We're gonna have to figure this. See, it's like a setup. Okay, Jason Sugarman's like, yeah, just come to the 40th floor in Killer where I used to have Heidi's ex-employer. Hmm. I'm trying to wrap my brain around that reading it.
Individually owned. So, who did she used to work for is the next question.
Omni is the company that manages the building, I thought.
Yeah, that's correct.
So you're saying that each of these condos inside these buildings, Hope and the Flower, are privately owned
Do we need to drop a link?
for who Kaz?
Yeah.
Oh, we can.
Let me know and I can put it in the chat.
Yeah, this is another article just with the same thing that Wayne believes it has to do with good old Jason.
We need to find her LinkedIn.
Oh, I'll go over her jobs in a second. Here you go, Kaz. I'll go. She was in real estate. I mean, I can go over her. I'll open up her PDF file now. She was in real estate. Her jobs are, I think there's probably between 12 and 15. Coldwell Baker, Coldwell Bankers, some things like that. Kaz, grab the link, then I can go use the little girl's room.
Yes, can you tell us what you learned?
Yeah, and I'm gonna load the PDF file about her job so Kaz can tell us about.
Hey.
Coffee, so I'm gonna put myself on mute too.
Hi, ladies.
How are you?
Hello.
I thought I'd come back from the doctor, see if you're still on, and you were. And I thought, I'm going to throw a spanner in the works now.
Oh, I hope your doctor went good.
Oh, I've got a couple of holes in my body.
Oh,
Just to add to the
well,
rest.
hey, at least they're gone though. Okay.
No, they're not gone. No, not gone.
No.
They're just done biopsies. I'll know in a week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was doing some investigations this morning, as I do, and I found out that there's two penthouses on the 40th floor that are currently up for lease or sale, and one of them is under the control of Heidi's old employer before she went to that she stayed very friendly with, at before she went to Camden, and he actually throws parties up there because it's a friend that owns it, of this real estate agent. So I thought, oh, maybe there is something to do with the 40th floor.
Well, that's a huge red flag.
Mm. And apparently there is a tenant that has stated that on the 40th floor, the compactor walls were taken off and what you call them, drywalled and repainted. So,
I've actually heard that a few times too.
mm, yeah. And then I don't now I can't show you a receipt for what I'm going to say now, but it's also been said that another tenant who took the tenant who took the security video of Heidi had seen her and Remy. Is it Remy? Her a boyfriend? What's his name?
Oh,
I can't remember his name.
uh,
I can't.
I just remember the last name.
Okay. Well, they have been at that apartment, the apartment block in the past.
Ooh,
It's not a first
Cash,
rodeo
I
at the
think
complex.
you're getting a little bit of feedback from the wind.
Oh, sorry, I've got the fan on. Sorry. Is that better?
Much.
Yeah.
Well, that is a huge plot twist.
Yeah. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more digging.
Well, we've heard through the grapevine that there have been ties to that apartment.
Mm.
So it's crazy to hear how it's all actually coming. I wouldn't have tagged the ex-boyfriend as being there.
Well, they said he was there because he was seen walking 7 in the where the dogs go to do their business. It's only
Very
once before. He's
interesting.
only been seen once there. Now, somebody else said, well, that could have been the actual real estate agent, but why would the real estate agent, because he is African American himself, why would he be walking Heidi's dog? That doesn't make sense.
PB, I've said the same thing. For an on again, off again boyfriend, I thought they were newer. I didn't realize until recently that they were on and off until I don't know. I think it's also crazy that we haven't heard anything from him.
Yeah, it is strange. It is strange.
Oh, this might make me rethink everything.
I don't blame him for keeping his. Mark probably said to him, "Listen, you need to stay out of this because this is going to be big, and I don't want my company involved in this."
Yeah, yeah, I
Okay,
agree.
so on her, let's just have a look at her what she does, like her job history, because she was in the real estate business.
Yes, she was.
Let me share my screen. So we have to figure out now the properties, which you can find all of this information out in the USA,
You certainly
is who
can.
owns those penthouse apartments, what group they own, what if it's what kind of group it is, and then you go from there and you find out who owns the group, like who owns the Omni. Who's got ties in the Omni?
Well,
I would
I
like
can
to
tell you
know.
that already. I can tell you that one. Um, a gentleman from Sicily, from Italy, actually was the original is the original founder of the Oni Group.
I don't know, Nita. She was the bookkeeper. Now she's a control manager. I mean, she has Yeah, I knew Kaz's fan was on. I'm like, Kaz, your fan's
Yeah, sorry
on.
about.
Nah, you're good.
Sorry.
But she's had a lot of BMW Holdings, double double O seven. She's Bond. That kind of sounds
Interesting.
like maybe she owned that one. We'll have to look into the 007 LLC.
Yeah, because
Kind of goes
down
with
further it
kind
says brand 007 LLC.
yeah, and it goes with her Bond and her seven dogs. So that's probably something that she probably owned. But I'm just speculating.
Yeah, one of those companies. I'm not sure which one is the ones she sells the wigs through.
Yeah, it's probably this 007. Cohiba, SI Investors, Brand Wellness, Brand, another Brand 007, Pavia Processing Partners, Camden Capitals, V-Patch, Coldwell Banker, Camden Capital, and then here she's in the Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage. Well, maybe she wasn't in real estate. Maybe she gave loans out. Oh, no, right here, real estate agent, Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage,
That's the one.
independent real estate profession, real estate agent for Coldwell Corporation. So she was basically a real estate agent all towards the bottom, and then boom, she's all into the LLC and the holdings.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, that's very strange that her ex employer just happens to be the real estate agent for one of the penthouses on the 40th floor where she meets her demise, if she has met her demise there.
Yeah, that is very interesting. So we're gonna have to now dig into the owners of these penthouses, but still, like it still sounds to me like it's a setup.
It truly does.
She didn't look like she was going to a party. She was wearing the same thing she seemed to be wearing from the game, and she was care. What are you bringing your dog to a party in a COVID mask? Like I don't know. It just
Oh,
doesn't
no, I
add
don't
up.
think she was going to a party, Ma. I really don't. She was
I
definitely
don't.
meeting somebody there. And I think she took Seven to feel more safer, personally.
Mm, I think she thought she was going to pick up her kid.
I just don't. It wasn't her time with him. Why would she have to drive all the way down there to that random spot to get him for whatever reason? I just don't see it.
But why would she park her car blocks away and then end up
Well, that's
down
another
at?
thing. Is she gonna park her car blocks away and then make her kid walk? I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Because maybe somebody told her to park there, and maybe they kept getting her to come. I don't know. But she ended up in that building, and she ended up dead. And now they're
Yeah.
searching a landfill for her. I mean, it's a fancy building.
You think the price will go down any? Like this has gotta be a huge damper on their game.
Yeah. There's two penthouses on each of the buildings. Two and I'm pretty sure from memory, well, could be bad, is penthouses 2 and 4 are in the Hope, and 1 and 3, go figure, are in the Flower.
And it's not Omni, it's Oni.
Oni.
ONNI.
Yeah.
Developed and managed by Oni. It's fancy.
PB&J is asking if she owned her place or rented.
Oh, she didn't own the place that she's living in now. I haven't seen anything that she owned, right, Cass? He owned everything.
Yeah, she wasn't even on
Yeah.
the records. Like her name wasn't on it.
No, the person that actually, well, it's under it's under the name of the complex where her house is situated, because she's got a standalone, and then there's some more. There's we call them car parks or carports in the middle, and then there's another one at the back, two at the back, and the one she's got at the front is actually owned by a company that actually built. I'll try just trying to think of the name, because I did a property search on the property. I'd have to pull it up again.
Go ahead, you can share your screen. I'll share it. Let's look at this picture of her walking again.
All right, hang on a tick.
Like she is
back.
so looking up at something. Like she is just like
up at that 40th floor.
Maybe. Mask in her hand, a dog, no purse, a sweater, and jeans on. She does not look to me like she's going anywhere to stay for any time, but she does have a mask because she must be entering a building.
I mean, for all we know, they were up on their balcony shouting down to her. I mean,
exactly. We don't know. And then here she is leaving the morning before she ends up, oh gosh. She's got a coffee. She looks together. I mean, she's got garbage on the floor. She didn't even stop to pick up a paper or something, but hair is done. She looks together. There's the little sweater I believe she's wearing in the alley. Sandals, skinny jeans on. Looks the same to me. Hi, Chris. Budget Jones.
Ready to go see her kid play football.
Yep. Looks like she's got an iced coffee with her. She's like, screw the paper. I'll pick it up later. Maybe it will blow down the road. And let's watch the video again of her walking in that alley. I know. There's something so weird to me. And now, of course, we're going to find out who used to work for her and who are the owners of those penthouses. The next step. Because, so I wonder if they're claiming the guy that owns the penthouse or has parties there or whatever there. I wonder if he worked with them at Jason's, or if, I mean, what was he? He worked at Coldwell Bankers? I mean, come on. A Coldwell Banker employee is going to lure you up to the 40th floor to kill you and put you into a garbage chute? Like, does that even make sense to you?
No, but don't forget, the husband did know the boss before Heidi knew him. He introduced them. So what is the connection there? Does he know other people that might have been in that circle and potentially also have connections to that building?
Wait, did Kenny just say he wants to go on cam in a thong?
No.
Yes, he did. Look, it's right there.
No, you said she's wearing flip-flops. He's saying they told
No, Kenny wants to wear a thong on the cam. I haven't worn those things since I was like in my 30s. How things change when we get old. What did PB&J say? MonkieMar, that piece of paper flying around has been bugging me since October 20th. No one even mentioned it in all the YouTubes I watch. Yeah, I like things neat. That paper, I've noticed, it's just kind of there. But she doesn't even seem too concerned. I mean, she just keeps on walking. I think Kaz wants to actually get on her computer. She is the sweetest woman. I absolutely adore her.
She's so adorable. I love her accent.
Oh, I love her.
Safe drivers can save.
I think someone was asking if Sugarman owned her house also. Do you know who owns the house she lives in currently?
I don't, but I will find out as soon as we watch her walking down the alley. I know that she is renting. I think it's like a Moisture or Mester or Munster, the owners of the house. But I'm going to check in a second. We don't even need to hear the voice. I just want to see her walking. Let me check and see who owns the house that she lives in. Kaz probably has the name, but let me check. She's not. She's still at helm, right?
Yes, Helm.
All right.
Chris, I don't know if you just came in. We did new updates on Michaela, and we're going over Heidi currently. There's not a lot new with Heidi right now.
You know, and that the 40th floor never came from. They said inside the building. You know, people could totally just be, you know, putting little conspiracy theories out there as far as. But Kaz, she'll get to the bottom of the owners of the buildings.
Yes, she will.
All right, so let's go check this address. See who owns it. I totally believe that is Danielle on the right, the cell phone culprit, and that's Nicole on the left.
Cell phone culprit.
Well, I think she and I've never seen a woman look so different in so many pictures. Look at her. Dun dun dun. There's the paper. Who cares? Come on, let's go. Oh, it blew in the wind. It even blew in the wind. She's like, yeah, that will just blow down the road. I'm not picking it up. And there she is. Just cruising down the alley. Welcome back, Kaz.
Thank you. My being verified is playing up. I'm sorry, Mara, can't grab it.
You can't grab what?
The property report for Heidi's house to tell you
Oh,
who
I'm
owns
pulling
it.
it up right now.
Yeah, not
Teamwork.
being verified is being naughty.
Let me see. Sometimes they actually have it taken out.
Oh, good point.
And it will just
Good.
keep like trying to load and trying to load and trying to load.
Yeah, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, this one's doing it too, but we can look at other ways.
Yes, that is definitely Heidi in the alley.
Wow, it's actually in Culver City.
Yeah.
Oh, it came up. It's just taking a while. Maybe their server is slow tonight. The owner is District 10 LLC.
That's it. That's it.
Actually, Helms Square LLC.
Oh
And they
my
purchased in
goodness.
2019. And before that, it was a Angela and a David Asali and District 10 LLC before that. So it went back and forth between that one, but she's never owned the property or the ex husband. This
No.
is the owner of the property where Heidi lives. We can actually go and check it out. So I guess we wait. I mean, I don't know why they didn't mention anything on the landfills today. Did you hear anything, Kaz?
No, nothing. And I've been checking everything. I've been checking Twitter, I've checked YouTube. I've checked Google. Absolutely nothing.
I know. And that's definitely the front of the building.
Yeah, that's definitely her house. It's just really weird how the garage doors open up into your lounge room.
Yeah, that's a big glass front that she has there. And I've seen a picture of her actually opening up that glass door and walking out. Hey, Matt. But I just found it weird that they were going to be out there for 10 days of searching, and today they didn't even talk about it. So now the next step is we're going to find out about the owners of the penthouses. And we're going to have to look into Ani and see what they're about.
Yeah, I can send you those details. I've got them on my computer.
Okay, well, you can tell us what's going on with the Ani.
Okay, the Oni I thought was, oh, this is very interesting, because it's actually a quite a large organisation, um, and it's all over the place. It's in Chicago. It's quite a bit. The founder of the Oni Group is a gentleman called Incenzo D. Cotis, Cottis, and he founded the group. He passed away in September 26, 2020. And he's a migrant from a small village in eastern Italy, and they originally went to Canada and migrated over there. He did really, really well for himself. Really, between him and his brothers, that he independently founded their own development company. So, yeah, and Oni is his the shortened. He used to go by Inno. That's so it's the backwards spelling of his name. I thought that was quite interesting. Yeah, so he's the actual founder of the Oni Group, but they're huge. They are really huge. Now they're in Canada, uh, they're in British Columbia, they're in the States, you name it. They're big, really
Yeah,
big.
but that's what makes me wonder if so they're not so you can literally buy a unit in one of these buildings and own it, not rent it.
Yes, correct. Yeah. I'll
Look, they
just
got a
go.
special. We can get a $500 off right now.
I
I
wonder
know.
why.
A 1 or 2 bedroom. I'm telling you, the one bedrooms, the square footage in the one bedroom is like 600 square feet. Do you know how little that is?
That's tiny. Whereas the penthouses are over 20,000 square feet.
And there's 2 penthouses. There's not like four, like one on each corner of the building on top.
No, each penthouse has a different configuration, but there's two on the flower and two on the
So there's
coat.
2.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I think that we should all go there and lease a little unit for a month for 4K. It's
Yeah, I'll
crazy.
chip in. I'll chip in.
I mean, their floor plans are so little.
Yeah, the um the Hope building's the tallest of the two, and their penthouses are on a level 40, and in the flower, the penthouses are on level 32, and then underneath the penthouses, they're like sub penthouses type things. on 2 floors, 38 and 39, and the rest are just the normal apartments of, all different configurations.
Yeah, you can't make it up there. I mean, there's so little.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't pay what they want for this. I mean, I know it's in downtown LA, but I mean, please, that's they're tiny, tiny.
Oh, they're little. I mean, the two bedroom is just under 900 square feet. That's like, I mean, it's a little space, but I guess for living in downtown Los Angeles and having the amenities, and your
Yeah,
dog
and
gets to go to the bathroom on like, fake like golf turf, like what your AstroTurf is on the football field.
yeah, I mean, they've got three options in the buildings. They've got a studio with a bathroom, a one-bedroom, a one-bathroom, and a two-bedroom, two-bathroom in the normal ones. So can you imagine how small those studios are, Ma? Oh my
Oh, they are
gosh.
big. Oh, there's tiny PB and J. Oh, he's into. They have a lot of ties into the sports and the baseball. Then they're in with the Golden State Warriors. We know, we're watching them, but I still think that Sugarman would have probably went about things a different way if it was all about what was in supposedly how Wayne's so convinced it's the laptop. Just my gut feeling is telling me that it's a better chance of being a complete stranger on the 40th floor, like Dress to Kill, or look at the dog park. It's like fake turf.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't think it's
Or it's
Sugarman either.
Wayne hired somebody to take care of his wife to get custody of the kid.
And I
Yes,
just feel like they would have been smarter and had enough money to hire somebody that would have been smarter than to put her in a landfill. That is so rookie.
Mm.
I wish we knew, Chris. Oh, something with the trash chute. Something. I mean, they obviously they thought that they put Heidi down the trash chute on from the 40th floor. That's the rumor. It's a beautiful building, though.
Mm.
I
It
wouldn't live
is.
there. If I was 20, I would live there, but not now. But it's a pretty building.
Yeah, PB, we dove into the Golanus and the Hunter Biden issues. That's a whole rabbit hole.
It is a rabbit hole. That's why you don't get rid of a girl sloppy like this and put her down a trash chute in a building from downtown Los Angeles.
I think if it was him, they would never find her.
I'm probably going to have to agree with that. I don't think it would have been done on the 40th floor in a building in downtown Los Angeles.
No.
And the ex husband, no matter when he opens his mouth, he's always mentioning the whole beginning part of him being so worried, and then the text messages, and it's his time, and the boy having the friend go check on his mom. I'm calling him complete bluff.
And I have to disagree, PB. Landfill is not as mafia. I've always heard deserts for mafia.
I mean, look at this place. There's the dog park. Look. Ah, he looks like a little white familiar face.
Yes, he does.
Steam room. If I had $4,000 a month to pay for an apartment, I would definitely be driving a Mercedes Benz and living in efficiency on the side of the Motel 6. I'm only kidding about the efficiency. But I would rather drive a Mercedes and pay 4K for an apartment. You
Yeah,
don't think
I
that's
agree.
sloppy?
Oh, it is sloppy. I think it's one of the key places people usually find bodies. Like landfill's an obvious place to look. leaving that much DNA behind or evidence behind that they would figure that out in the apartment, I just don't see that happening if it was Sugarman.
It's just frustrating that, well, it shouldn't be frustrating for us because, we just want to know. But I mean, I'm just thinking of Trey and her mum and a brother who she was very close to. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what must what they must be wondering and thinking every morning when they wake up.
I can't imagine what Bond's going through, and who knows what his dad is saying. At this point, it could be Jason, it could be a Sugarman, it could be a Jim Wayne, it could be a total stranger. But she did not go that build. She was going to that building for a reason. She left the purse in the car, unless, like, I don't know. I think it's weird about the cell phone getting in Jim's hands and how much the police are using him for a contact with the history they have and the things that he has said about her. My gosh.
Oh yeah, you should see how Trey is going off in the group for Heidi. I mean, he's ropeable. Uh, After he saw the interview that Jim did, absolutely ropeable.
Oh, that was horrible. And you caught him in so many little lies about why didn't you go check on her? Why didn't it not worry you? Why didn't it not worry you? Because
It was his custodial time.
yeah, but in the text messages you can hear that the kid is worried and he's got to be saying to his dad if he sent those messages, "Mom, I'm getting worried about mom. Try to call her on your phone. Blah blah blah. Anything." My money is still on Wayne. I'm betting it all. The million chips on the roulette table. Black.
Nita's asking a good question, Mara, if you want to answer
Nope.
that.
No phone. Just the. Well, we don't know. They just said that they found the vehicle a couple blocks away in a residential parking lot.
All we know is a work phone was at home. Uh, oh, sorry, a
Wait, the
personal
biz that they claim that
personal
they
phone.
think it's the business personal phone, and then we
Yeah,
have to think about the dog with the microchip and the phone calls coming to Heidi's phone, and why in the world did Danielle give Wayne that phone? It just makes no sense to me.
no, me either. It should never have gone to Jim. It should have gone to, like we've said before, she should have. She's an intelligent person. She should have known that what you do is you ring up LAPD. You say Heidi's missing. We've gone to a house to check. We found this. We found that, and they would have been there when if they went there guns drawn for Pete's sake. They're definitely going to go and pick up a phone and a laptop.
The penthouse collection.
Comment is asking Jim kills his poor wife or his poor son's mom over a stupid divorce fight, though.
I think he wanted the kid. I think he wanted the kid, and considering that he sold two houses that were over 1 million, he got rid of his salon in October 21st. Maybe he didn't want to pay child support anymore either. That's I think he. I didn't think it was Jim at all until I heard the way he spoke about her, and then I started seeing the court papers with the fighting for 9 years and the things that he said, and then the extra things that weren't even in the court papers that he said.
Mm. Danielle had a spare key to Heidi's house, and she went there to supposedly check on her, and that's when they found those two items.
But she went there to check on her because supposedly Bond texted her and said, "Can you please go check on my mom?" Well, why did the father say in the interview last night that they weren't even worried because it was his time? If
I
Bond is
know.
having the girlfriend go check on the friend, those little things that he keeps slipping out of his little mouth just don't add up.
So true. So very true.
This
Like
is the
the other day,
penthouse.
one minute he's saying one thing, then in another interview he's saying something else. Or to be a good liar, got to have a good memory. And I don't, I'm pretty sure Jim doesn't have a good memory because he can't remember what he said before.
Sometimes silence is a virtue.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is a penthouse. Are you ready for this? It is a 2,300 square foot penthouse. It is it is like the size of my garage. 2857. Oh, this one's huge. It's 3186. Just a
Wow.
long. Oh, look at it. It's fully leased. I don't know what fully leased means, but
Oh
these
well,
two are not.
yeah. There's only three penthouses in total that aren't leased. Oh, two. Sorry, two that
Yeah,
aren't
there's
leased.
two,
Yeah,
and the
and
two
they're
that
the
are
two
in the
on the
Hope.
correct.
So, but the question is, I'm gonna have to call. I think they're leased. I don't think they're owned.
Well, if they're not owned by somebody, they would be. Um, the real estate agent would be an external agent. Surely the Oni Group would lease them out if they were owned by the Oni Group. Or does it work different over in the States? I don't know.
Well, it so it's available 12/15/2021. This one 4002, but we have to call to get the price.
What's that saying? If you're going to ask how much it is, you can't
Yeah,
afford it.
to call.
Yes, I'm interested in the penthouse on level 40.
Right? This is the 4,000.
Oh, yeah, that's the one with the sun deck, isn't it?
Yeah, the roof deck, and I don't know. Is that a pool?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's hard
I
to
want
tell.
this one. You have to email them. Oh, it's available. This one's just complete. I think we should go there and squat, guys. Come on. This one is
Hey,
available right
well,
now.
here's a doozy iconic. I actually did find out that there are no security cameras on the floors of the building.
Nope.
Oh, no, not even in the lobby?
In the lobby,
There.
yes, but not
Yes.
on the individual floors. That
Oh,
blew me
wow.
away.
I
Yeah.
would expect at least one in the hallway, like when you're getting off the elevator,
I
you
think
know?
it's in the elevator, and after you get off the elevator, I think it's over.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I said they don't have they don't have maybe for the privacy of the people paying $3,000 to live in a 700
I
square
guess, but
foot.
on the other flip hand, you would want to be paying for some sort of security too, and I think that kind of goes hand in hand. I would want cameras.
Oh, that building has securities. But think about it.
Not of that definitely.
Even when Amber Geiger went to court for accidentally opening the wrong apartment and killing Bo, there was no cameras on those floors in that building in Dallas.
That's true.
Maybe it's a privacy right thing for the maybe you can get a ring camera. Maybe it's not even allowed. Maybe it's the privacy of the guests for how much money they pay to live there.
I mean, I
But
know if I was going to pay the dollars that they must be asking for that penthouse that's
I mean,
got
we
the
can.
private deck, I'd be wanting security.
I mean, guys, we can rent this penthouse right now and all live in there. 3,000 square feet with a little 12-foot pool. We got this.
We got this. I just can't fly out.
But
Damn.
you have to ask yourself too, because the dog was found in the Hope building. This is available, and you wonder. No, this one's not the one that's available. Hang on. The one that's available is the one that has the pool. I think it's this one. Available now. Yeah, we should. I wonder if this is where they talk about the 40th floor going because this is the 4,000. And the other building doesn't even have a 40th floor. It goes to what, 32, 36, the flower?
I don't recall.
Oh, Kaz knows.
I'm sure.
Money bag, yo,
38, Ma.
38. So obviously, if it did go down, and that is not just a rumor about the 40th floor, we only have three options on the 40th floor. We got the PH1, the PH2, and the PH3, and this is the one that's empty. So whether it happened in an empty apartment, which would probably make more sense. I don't think you would probably want to do it in the apartment that you were paying probably 10K for 2,500 square foot of living.
Mm.
What do you guys think? Was she lured to the 40th floor by Jason Sugarman? I'm going to have to make a poll.
I don't know. Now I'm
All right, ladies, you guys, I need to go use the little girl's room again. I drank a lot of water today.
I
guys,
wish, Elma. I wish it was pocket change.
And Kaz, one sec. I think that you can pull the comments up too on that you want to answer.
Yeah, I can on my. I've got two going at the moment. I've got my phone and I've got my laptop
Yeah,
going.
I'm still trying to figure out how to add Iconic and get rid of me because I don't know why I would even be part of that member team, but I'm on the member team.
Yep, I can't do it on my phone when I'm on StreamYard on my phone, but I can do it when I'm on my laptop when I'm on
So
panel.
let's talk about our final thoughts, guys, because I am going to wrap this up probably in like 15 minutes.
Kenny said rooms to die for. Are you saying that is their advertisement, or are you saying that should be? Because, oh my God.
Kenny, you're really naughty. That's the question now. Well, we'll find out who well, we'll find out who's living in building 1 and 3 of that penthouse floor.
A double twinkle time live. Oh my gosh.
And then we'll get a hold of everyone from the 26th to the 29th floor since not one news article can figure out what floor the dog was actually found on. And we'll just call them all.
Numbers.
Were you the one that found the dog? Were you the one that found 7? Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Kaz, my mind is still blown away by what you were saying about the apartment earlier.
I know. It blew me away too. I mean, I had to do something to take my mind off what was happening this afternoon. I thought, I'll look into Heidi more here, see what else I can find. And then I found this and I went backwards to who her ex-employer was, and then I saw he's a real estate agent for the what? No, it can't be. Oh my God, it is. And I'm like in the Home Alone where you slap your hands against your face and you go, ah! I'm thinking, oh.
So, how are you feeling about it?
About Heidi?
Yeah, what are you thinking right now since you found that out?
Well, I want to delve in a little bit further, but now my spidey senses are going, well, why does somebody keep saying something occurred on the 40th floor? 40th floor is the penthouse floor. So, and then I'd already heard about, they were saying, somebody had initially mentioned her ex-employer, but I think they automatically assumed, which you shouldn't, you should check your facts, that it was Muffin Man that they were referring to, but they weren't. They were actually referring to her ex-employer when she was in real estate. He's the one that's actually the agent for, I don't know which of the penthouses, that I need to find out, but it's one of those penthouses. And I thought, then my mind starts going 10 to the dozen, thinking, well, is this a factor? Is it true that everything happened? Because people kept saying the compactor on level 40 has had the drywall taken off and been repaired and repainted. And this is before we knew that the police had the evidence. So before they go looking at a landfill, I'm looking at from an audit side, you need to check first if the possibility, if it's Heidi, and they pretty sure they think it is. So they've had to do some DNA type tests if there's blood before they
Definitely.
go and pull a warrant. They'd have to have a reason to pull a warrant, so they're going to have to look at those, and then also I've lost my train of thought. Then this is what happens when you get old. They had to have some blood that they've matched to Heidi to know this could be her. You don't lose that amount of blood, because what they're saying is it was quite a decent amount. And then they take the drywall away, replace it, repaint it,
Hmm.
and there was a huge, apparently, on the 4th of November when Heidi's car was actually picked up on the quiet by LAPD and impounded at the Hope building, because Dawn Boots from Mo and Boots
Yes.
said she was there on the 4th recording when she physically saw the police there.
Yeah, she said
At the
there was a
building.
large police presence.
Yeah. So, they find a car. That's led them to then, okay, go back to the Hope building. They've investigated, from the 26th upwards, because they always go two floors down and 2 floors above when they do an investigation.
Hmm.
So, well, that's how when you're doing an audit, you always go 2 months back and 2 months forward to find out what's going on. And I thought, this is very interesting. Could it be? You don't know the Muffin Man. The Muffin Man, sorry, Kenny. The Muffin Man is Sugarman. Jason Sugarman. It's just a nickname everybody's given him now. So who do you think did it? Well, I would have agreed with Ma 100% until I found out this information. Now, this information has thrown a spanner in my brain.
Yeah, it's like a whole new player brought to the table.
Yeah.
I agree.
I mean,
I'm thinking everything.
do I want him to be the person that did it so he get his comeuppance for everything that he did to Heidi? Absolutely. But do I want the real person who committed the crime to get punished for it? Categorically. So, yeah. So I just got to do some more digging and find out what's going on with the penthouses. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to the penthouse. We need to put apartment 4000, I think, but I don't know what building I'm in.
The layers to this case are crazy.
Oh, unbelievable.
I don't know if this one's going to exist. No. Yeah, if we can get the address into that penthouse, because there's 2 deeds on that one apartment.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're very expensive penthouses to own. I mean, somebody said it's
Yeah,
the
they're
most.
selling for $500,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've got to find out who to get in contact. Well, we can go backwards and try the real estate agent, because I've got pictures of them, of the actual people that she worked for. So might have to ring them.
$570,000 for a 900 square foot apartment.
Isn't that ludicrous?
Oh, that's a one bedroom, one bath. That's only like 700 square feet. Yeah,
I
it
just feel like
sure is.
it can go so much further.
A pantry with the candlestick. I agree with Nita. She was on a mission. Something happened. Something got her there.
Yeah,
And to not bring
definitely.
your cell phone with you on that walk, you had to have been pretty comfortable of who you were going to meet.
Yeah.
And like I said, that one part is empty on that 40th floor, unit
I'd love to
4000,
have,
but we got to get the direct address to it.
yeah, I'd love to have some software on my computer or try and find something that you could really enhance the quality of that video that was taken in the alley to see if by any chance you can see an outline of a cell phone in the back pocket to see she did have a phone in the back pocket.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we could go frame by frame and see. She could have had it in there. I mean, those jeans were definitely skinny.
Yeah.
See, because I know the penthouse is probably on, well, here's like the 1008. I don't know. 11th floor. I don't know what the penthouse would be.
I think they actually call it P1. They don't actually do. Is there anything with a P on it,
Oh,
Ma?
yeah, that's what I'm going to go look in the P1. I keep jumping into going into like their neighbors. This is 1207. 590,000 for a one bedroom, one bath, and 3 deeds found. So yeah, they're
Wow.
selling these places.
Yeah. Because the when you buy, I mean, I've worked in the real estate industry from the time I was 23 to how old was I when I got out? About 38. And if you develop a property like the Omni Group does, they want to get rid of as many apartments to new owners as possible. In the agreement, they probably kept the management rights, and they then sublease those management rights to an individual organisation or a partnership, and they have what they call the management rights of those to look after the building maintenance and things like that. So
Hmm.
got to try. It's won't be any of the lower numbers, so it's got to be
I'm
in
gonna
the
try to get into a P1.
yeah.
It was P2 though, the one that's up, the one that's empty.
Yeah, but the P1 might actually, if you get the neighbours, it might actually give us info who's in the P2, who
Now,
owns
see,
P2.
nothing comes up on those when you try to do the P1 or penthouse 2. It just comes up to the main address and it shows no owners, no residents, nothing.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out, guys. It's late though.
We will.
It's time for me to get some
Yes.
beauty sleep.
Yes,
And
it
her
is
friend
late for
picked,
you.
wait, and her friend picked her up in the building back in 2020.
Kaz was talking about that a few minutes ago while you were in the restroom.
And the husband still says he has no idea what the connection to the building is.
Well, I disagree with that. I mean, he must have known who her ex-employer was, surely.
Well,
I mean,
supposedly from the cousin, they introduced each other.
The
well, there you go.
ex-employee or the ex-employer.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, come on.
Angel, right after she had the Nerf balls. It's
Oh, is
funny.
tomorrow the Facebook meeting?
Yep, 10 o'clock tomorrow night.
I'll be there.
I'll put a I'll put one in Discord and one on a community post.
Come
Yep,
join the Facebook if you're not over there already.
climbing the walls like Spider-Man. Oh, poor Heidi. I think the cops know a lot more. Like as far as they kept the car secret, how long they found it, and there's going to be a lot of cameras. And I'm sure there's cameras of her going in that building.
Oh, yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
You know what? There might be an arrest sooner than we think. They might just be putting all the little pieces together.
Building that case.
Yep.
I mean, unfortunately, look how long it took for Maya's, for Larry's, I should say, arrest warrant to come to fruition.
Right. And that's on evidence. That's on circumstantial evidence that she just hasn't texted or called anyone. So it's nothing like what they found in this building to make them think that Heidi is deceased.
Yeah.
Now I'm really curious to know if it was in that empty penthouse on the 40th floor because there's only one 40th floor and there's one empty building.
Yeah.
So that's where we have to start digging now.
I'm sorry for chucking the spanner in the works, Ma.
Huh?
I'm sorry for chucking the spanner in the works for you.
Oh no, I'm good. Now I'm gonna see who owns it and what deeds took place. Now we got to figure out the 40th floor. We need Alma to go scale the side of the building like Spider Woman and get into the 40th floor and let us see what the trash chute looks like.
Well, she can book. She can book online to have a look at the penthouse. She's interested.
Right?
She's got
If I
90 cousins
Hey,
that
that
can
would
move
be
in
really
with her.
fun.
Yeah, you and Rosanna, why don't you guys act like you're interested in renting out the P8, the P2 in the Hope building
That would be amazing, actually.
and take a
Actually,
tour?
yeah, that'd be awesome. And PB&J, no, I don't sleep much at all. I might have 1.5, 2 hours a night max.
Oh my goodness.
I bet you there's people calling them saying, "Can I get a virtual tour of the penthouse?"
Show me your bank account, see if you can afford it.
Or maybe they don't know that it's time to dig into the 40th floor, P2. We'll know by tomorrow, guys, who owns the place and what the deal is.
We will.
Yes, we will. All right, guys. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mum, once again, and thank you. I wasn't expecting to come up on panels, so thank you very much.
Oh, we love when you come up. You make us feel like we're in Australia.
Somebody actually thought I was South African today at the doctor's
Aw.
surgery. What?
Ah. All right, everyone. Thank you for coming in.
Love to all. Stay safe. Sleep
Right.
well.
And stay vigilant, guys, and keep your babies safe. Like I said, I'll drop the Facebook meeting in community and then I'll drop one in Discord.
Bye,
All right.
everybody.
Night, night. Night,
Good night.
ladies.
Night night.